been through coaching changes before. Just kind of how do you react when you find out that news building from here?
Obviously,
there's no way he didn't know beforehand that Adrian Griffin was going to get fired without the GM
who was coaching
letting him know.
Was Doc there already?
No, Doc wasn't there.
it's tough. You build a relationship with people, and all of a sudden, boom, they're not here. For a coach like Griff, I think from day one, everything was about togetherness. Was always leading this group, into the direction that we set in the beginning of the year, and him not being here at the end of the day, we're human. It hurts everybody, but we gotta keep on moving forward. We have a goal in our head, which is to be the best basketball team that we can be.
Either Giannis is the reason Bro got fired, or he's just acting oblivious on purpose.
There's this video that I was watching before.
Was coming out, Adrian Griffin. Remember, I told you they're trying to be disciplined with their minutes. Greek Freak wasn't having it though. He put Giannis back in. Connaughton.
Get your ass out of there.
Immediately.
If LeBron does this, everybody will go crazy. But when Giannis does it,
put Giannis back in. Connaughton
get the hell out of here.
Went back out.
This is where you know that a coach is going to be fired, and there have been a few of these situations where Giannis simply doesn't want to sub out. This is the ultimate disrespect to a coach, and it's an obvious distrust in his abilities and voice.
Adrian Griffin never had a voice and never had the locker room from start of training camp.
The sudden firing of Adrian Griffin is just the culmination of the chaos that the Bucks have been in for this entire season, and it all started from the moment they hired him.
Would you take Terry Scott
a lot of
over
people
Doc
don't know
Rivers?
I've been interviewing since.
Man, imagine if they rehired Mike Budenholzer. Imagine they just rehired him. Hey, we made a mistake. Y'all want the job again?
The one thing that Milwaukee did great in my opinion was the addition of Terry Stotts as an assistant coach. He'd been with Lillard for 9 years and was supposed to be the offensive coach for the Bucks. But the season hadn't even started yet when we saw this.
Stotts returned to coaching after 2 years away to join Adrian Griffin's new staff, but has decided that he won't continue in that role.
This resignation after just 2 months on the job shocked everyone, so there had to be something more to it. And Shams Charania exposed the real reason behind it. It was an incident that happened during practice. As Shams explained it, when Stotts attempted to start a conversation with Lillard and Giannis, Griffin called him to join the coaching huddle. And when Stotts asked for some time with the players, Griffin yelled at him to join the coaches. The incident happened in front of the entire team, so I guess that a coach with 13 years of experience like Terry Stotts didn't like to deal with this type of behavior from a rookie coach. Speaking of work, the Bucks defense has been horrible this season. They went from the 4th best defense last year down to being 21st at the moment. There is no way a team wins the championship with that bad of a defense.
It's another bad defensive performance.
I feel like Adrian Griffin, he changed the entire defensive concept of the Bucks, and then they play like Giannis wasn't happy with it. Brook Lopez wasn't happy with it.
That's for the Bucks, and this has now become a trend. This was an elite defensive team over the last few years. Their defense has collapsed. They're 25th now. That is not acceptable for a team with this kind of defensive talent. With the coaching change, let's just be honest, they don't seem to have the same level of attention to detail and focus on the defensive end of the floor.
Griffin tried to tinker with the defense the moment he got the coaching job. This lasted for a few.
I knew it. That's what I said, bro. Why would you change up the defense? The Bucks have been one of the best defensive teams for the past 5 years or so.
2 games before some players started to speak out that they were way better with last year's defensive scheme. In Giannis' viral rant, everyone focused on and laughed at the comment about the equipment manager. But if you dive deeper, you see that most of what he's saying, like we have to defend better,
it was about him.
We have to be coach better, or we have to have a better strategy, all of that was shots fired towards Griffin. So all of this led to...
I forget, did Giannis make that comment after a win or after a loss? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure Giannis made a comment after a win as well.
To be fair, they lost some defensive pieces since last season.
Yeah, they lost Drew Holiday.
Even crazier, Milwaukee is about to hire Doc Rivers, who, as we're just finding out, has already been working with them as an unofficial consultant to Griffin. So let me get this straight. You're hiring the guy who told your coach what to do, which led to all of this. Are you kidding me? Not to mention that Doc Rivers has had nothing but failures with high-profile teams for years. This includes him holding...
Doc Rivers, I feel like he's overrated. Like I said before, they keep recycling NBA coaches. But he is a player's coach.
Plus, Middleton was been injury-prone this season. He's decent at defending when healthy.
The record for the most 3-1 leads blown in the playoffs. That Doc Rivers, his last successful coaching job was with Boston more than a decade ago. Ever since then,
I keep saying it, the 08 championship is the most overrated championship in the history of the NBA. I can't believe everybody keeps talking about it. This is the most talked about championship in NBA history.
It's been disappointing. So is he gonna coach Giannis and Dame?
Big baby.
And Bucks fans, let me ask you, was it worth it firing a great mind like Mike Budenholzer for all of this?
A week ago.
Wes Matthews was a
And
decent
tomorrow,
3
Coach
and D
Prunty is gonna be
player
our coach
too.
again. Go and watch
Did he
film.
get? I don't remember. Did he get a lot
That coach,
of minutes last year? Because no, I remember Jay Crowder didn't get any minutes in the playoffs. They traded 5 second-round picks to the Suns to get Jay Crowder during the last season trade deadline, and they didn't play him in the playoffs at all.
So whoever comes in to coach you guys, just as you're trying to think of the idea of getting ready in 38 games with a new coach for a playoff run, do you feel like that's enough time to mesh in the way that you need to kind of prepare for a stretch run?
That's a very good question. At the end of the day, I am not in meetings that's been taking place with, I don't know who ultimately makes a decision like that, probably the GM and the
I'm not saying he's lying, but I'm sure he was aware. It's on the video that said that the GM, all the head office guys were attending the Bucks practice, and then they're watching how Adrian Griffin was coaching the team.
the owners.
So I'm sure Giannis was somewhat aware what was going on.
At this time, I don't know if there's going to be a coach that's going to come and take over. So I don't want to make assumptions that there's going to be a coach. Obviously, there's a lot of media outlets out there that have put some names out there. But as I said today, my coach is Joe Prunty, and I gotta respect him.
Wait, I swear Doc Rivers got officially hired.
Bucks fans were excited they fired their coach. We knew for months this defense was awful. Good job. So who's the replacement? Doc Rivers?
No, God! No, God, please, no!
But why are the Bucks acting like this, making wild decisions? Because of Giannis. Dude has made it clear he will leave this franchise if they don't win. You think he needs to be a free agent? No. Giannis signed a big deal before the season, but in the era of player empowerment, don't think he won't ask out. Milwaukee was so bad on defense. Bobby Marks calls them the Hawks on steroids.
I don't think coaches plays as a huge factor at the NBA compared to the college or high school level. Because college and high school, the system is basically the coach. And then wherever they run, coach recruits the players who they think will fit into their system. But the NBA is the other way around. It's the players that run everything. Because they get paid, what? The superstars get paid. What was Giannis getting paid right now? Or 50 plus mil a year?
You gotta, I think, Jim, you gotta ask John.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Phil Jackson played a pretty big role for the Bulls dynasty.
From my chemistry, from the way we practice.
Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich. Those are outliners. Those are outliners. But I'm saying in general, when you have a superstar, I feel like they want, like, well, it depends on what it is. We have like LeBron, I don't know about Giannis now, but he's sort of showing his colors. He doesn't really want to be coached. Like the way he's been doing the way his play style is, like he's won before. So I guess he doesn't need to be coached.